Welcome back, everyone, to episode 9 of the Animal Whisperer Challenge. Since the last episode, we've sold eggs. I think we've sold off every pen of pigs, the adults. They all had babies, so I think we've sold all those. And we did buy that Field 12 up here, so now we kind of own a lot of these up here, plus this one here. Now, today, what I plan on doing is we're going to start moving into grass. Right now we have just about enough fields, or might be one field short of having enough for the chickens, but I'd rather be short than have too much because too much we have no way of using it up. We'll just keep running a surplus, and we can buy a little bit. I think we're about, I don't know, 10 to 20,000 liters short right now of getting through a full year with the chickens. So we might leave that, move on to work on the grass and get ready for sheep. Uh, this field right here, it's grass. It's the only one around us that's grass. It's ready to be harvested. Now, we could put down the sheep pen right on top of this as is, but I think we need a little bit of hay to start with. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and mow this and get the hay, get the grass off of it, and then put the sheep pen down, let the grass grow back. Or I'll probably let the grass grow back again to this stage, so 2 more months, and then put the sheep pen down. And I might buy either one of these on the other side of it, maybe both of them, and plant those to grass as well. So, but we don't have much in the way of grass equipment, so we're gonna have to buy everything. I think the way I'm gonna do it is just mow it and then use a forage pickup, throw it in the back of our trailer, just leave it as cut grass. We're gonna put in a silo, a multi-fruit silo at home that'll hold it, because eventually we'll put in a fermenting silo to make silage once we get into cattle. So that way we don't have to buy a baler, tedder, windrower, all that. But the other thing is, I've decided we're we're selling off the fence. We're gonna get a bigger tractor, so we have two bigger tractors. As we start getting into this haying and planting with bigger stuff, the fence are just too small right now. So, and we don't have any need for the attachments, so we're gonna have to get rid of the sprayers, the loader, all that. So for right now, I think we want to sell all this. We will repaint them, of course. And then just sell all of it. A fence been a pretty good tractor. I think we ended up with, I guess this is the original one, isn't it? Yeah, 40 hours on it. I think we bought this one new, so yeah, it's been a good tractor. Definitely a good starter tractor with all the accessories. It has more power than a lot of the starters, so I got no complaints with that. It's just we're moving to a different stage. Okay. Um, so like I said, we do want to buy this field for sure. And then on the used market, there's this Stair tractor or the New Holland. I mean, they're essentially the same tractor. They're just like the other case that we have. The Stair's a little cheaper, probably because it has more hours. So we'll just go with it. We don't really care about the hours because last episode we put down that workshop that charges us $4,000 a month for the mechanic to be on duty, so he can keep it fixed. Uh, we do want to. I'm going to go ahead and just bite the bullet and get the full engine upgrade, so we're at 302 horse. This one, oh, it already has the front loader attachments. That's good. Good to know then, because I don't think the other one had it on there already. No reason to take it off. Might as well leave it on there, just in case we need a loader. And then, like I said, we're gonna buy. It's under belt systems. It's this modded forage pickup. It's very expensive, but it's pretty awesome for what it does. And there we are. I guess we want to put that on that. We're gonna go ahead and buy a mower. Yeah, we'll run that on that wagon. We'll get a mower put on this. We're going through the money fast. We might not do anything other than that one field, to be honest, at this rate, which is fine. We're making progress. And I'm probably going to go with one I always go with. I like this Pottinger one with this just because it makes one windrow. Now I know this one does the same, but I believe this one takes a little less horse, which we've got enough horsepower to run this. It's just I like going with a little less strain. So it's a little bit more. You're spending maybe $4,000 more, but and we're buying these instead of leasing. We're gonna be using these a lot from here on out because pretty much everything, starting with the sheep, either needs hay or it's gonna need silage. So we will be doing a lot of that. Run back down here, get this guy started mowing. I think this is the row we're down. And the way the money's looking right now, we might just go with this one field for this year. Basically, get a couple cuttings off of it. I'm trying to think how this is going to work. Because the problem is, oh, like field not owned. What are you talking about? But yeah, neighbor's field, dummy. Okay, we'll get this guy started on here. Yeah, that's what I think I'll do. I mean, we'll have the cutting in here in May, July, September, and November. So we might cut all the way through September. Make September our last cutting. And then in November, we should have a big pile of money from the eggs. And that's maybe when we'll put down the grass will be fully grown then. We'll put down the sheep pen and go ahead and get some sheep. I don't know if the meadow grass will kick in there with that full, but if not, we should have, all this 3 cuttings worth of hay to feed them to get them through the winter. So I think that's a good plan for right now. I'm going to take this down to the field, and then we'll probably run down to the farmyard while he's still cutting, because we'll catch him with this thing, and we'll put up that silo that I plan on using. Put up the silo so it's ready to put hay in, or I guess it's going to be grass. We're not going to make it into hay. I would like to get a third tractor again, but for right now, 2 big tractors is better than having 1 big tractor and those 2 small ones, so we'll just deal with it. Where are we at here? Let's run up to our house. Storage has been working great. I mean, it's kind of a weird one, this hay barn, what they call a hay barn. Most of the time you can't walk through your storage. This one you can walk through and drive through, and there's no collision with whatever's in it. So kind of a strange one, but like I said, it's come in handy so far. I think maybe that silo would be fine just right here. We can come in that way. We can come off of our other fields. And the silo I was going to use is a Omatana multi-fruit one. I probably want the one I don't remember what's the difference of these without silo extension. I think I just want the regular one with probably without the silo extension. I think is what you want. No share. I think so. Who knows? Let's go with that. I do think I'm gonna change the color. Maybe we go with that silver that we painted our house. But yeah, I think just right there is probably good. Give us enough room. Maybe soften that a little. Hopefully that's not too much of a jump up on there. I guess we'll see. Yeah, I think that looks good. Doesn't go out in the road. That will work. So now we got a place to bring our hay back. We also, if we get excess crops, if we do add more, like I said, we're maybe 1 farm ground short, and I may start adding more and starting to convert some of these other ones over to grass as well too. Just have to wait and see. For now, oh crap! Good job. Anybody know what we did? Forgot to put this guy on. Forgot to put the mower. Change the output. Let's see, what is it? The mode. Swath dropping, left swath, right swath, wide spreading. There we go. That was my fault. That was a good one. That's just going to require more work on my part, I guess. That's better. Start picking up some grass. Yeah, since we screwed that up, we'll have to make a couple extra laps, but that's fine. This thing's got a pretty good swath to it. Yeah, I think about November we'll start adding the sheep. So we're making pretty good progress. I know we're way into the years, but a lot of it's just like I said in the previous episode, it's just monotonous planting, harvest. Um, but we're making good money right now. It's just we're also going through a lot of money to feed those pigs, but they are profitable. The chickens are profitable. So now we get this involved. One thing that's got me a little worried is goats. I don't know anything about goats, and the goats coming up after the sheep. For some reason, I was thinking we can't do anything with the milk. We need like a dairy to be able to convert it. If anybody knows, leave me a comment below. I don't know if that's the case. If that's the case, then we're going to have to either buy the dairy or put one down on our farm to be able to use that milk to be able to convert it over. I think you convert it over to bottles or something you can sell. I'm not sure. We'll have to do some research on that, because if that's the case, that's a lot more. That's a bigger expense. I mean, I can only imagine a dairy's probably $300,000 to $400,000. In this challenge, we can buy productions like that and use the products off of those, sell them. So, like for the sheep here with the wool, we could buy a spinnery and keep the profits off of that, sell it, because technically it came from our sheep, which might be an idea too with spinnery. I don't know how long it takes to pay off a spinnery compared to the wool, but we'll see. I think it might be easier just to keep it simple. Only buy the productions when we need them. Like I say, if the goats is bugged to where we have to, then we have to. We'll deal with it. This really is a small field. I'm curious to see. Well, I'm sure we can get more than just one pin's worth on here, but I was kind of hoping maybe we would get a big enough area that we could almost get two of them in there for the price of one, but I don't think that's going to happen in here. It's not that large of an area. Anyhow, I think I'll finish picking this up. Like I say, we'll harvest it 2 more times, along with our other normal crops, get the pigs and everything sold if we have any between now and November. Come back in November and sell the eggs and start this pig farm. So I'll see you back here then. Okay, we're back, and it's September instead of November. But one of the reasons I came back is I want to buy this field here. We got a field of sorghum. It's right next to ours. Basically, you can get a free crop off of it. Gives us another piece of land to put into grass for our sheep. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and buy this piece here. It's 80,000. So we're gonna go ahead. And I ended up selling all the eggs we had in June because I knew I wanted to make this purchase just to make sure we had enough money. Crap, it's raining. I wonder if we can fast forward that a little and get through it. Let's see what the weather says. Yeah, 10 o'clock. Sure. Speed up time a little here and see if we can get through the rain. The other thing I want to do here is go ahead and go over to our grass field. It's ready to harvest, but rather than harvest, I think we'll go ahead while we have the cash and put down the sheep enclosure. And I don't know how many sheep we'll buy. I think we're in pretty good shape. Let's see here. I think we're in pretty good shape right now, money wise. To get, I mean, we're harvesting there, so we'll have enough feed for the chickens. I think we got enough feed for the pigs to get to November, so we can pretty much spend most of this, other than maybe 12,000, say 15 for expenses that we're gonna have, because we are running about $6,000 a month in expenses. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and save this just to be safe. Now, why can I not? Oh, it's on the wrong piece of land. I tend to do that a lot for some reason. Do I want to be? I might as well come this way as far as I can, really, because our pallets of wool will come out to the right here. We just need to be able to. Which part is not owned by me? To the right? Is that what we're saying? Okay. So I can keep coming. Technically, you could come quite a ways forward here. And maybe that's what I do and level out this ditch. I think we'll do that. Do some terraforming. Yes, we want to customize the fence. And we don't really care about the getting into the animal enclosure, so we just want to try and use as much of this field as we can for the meadow. Well, we're not going to use the custom meadow. We're going to actually tell it no, and since we've got grass planted here, and we'll rely on the grass to feed. I do want to kind of leave myself plenty of room to get into there. So we might cut this off a little short. Something like that. Gives us room to get in there to get pallets. Do you want to plant the meadow? No. We're going to rely on the grass. So that cost us what? It was pretty expensive. But we do have. So that was $135,000 to put that up. Yeah, we'll do a little bit of terraforming here. Might have to end up buying that chainsaw. I keep saying them. And we can get in here nicely. Technically, this thing's big enough right now. If we fill this, we've met our sheep criteria because we needed to fill 2 barns, which was how much again? I think it was, yeah, 68. So 139 is what we were looking at to be able to move up. And this barn is going to hold 147. So we might just live with this one, which would be good. It'd help us cut down on, like I said, I'm a little concerned on the number of buildings because you do run into a cap, so we'd only need one of these. Now, I'm trying to think how much money to leave because we do, like I said, we need about 12,000, but we do have to plant all these fields. It's September, so all the fields that we harvested back in June all need to be replanted. Gonna need fertilizer and everything, so maybe I want to leave about 30,000. So maybe we can spend 50,000 on sheep. And I do think I want to go with fully grown, just so since we aren't even going to be able to fill it, maybe they can start breeding too. We can get it filled that way. So I think I want to just spend about $50,000, really. Well, technically, let's see, 147. If we went with half, 148 would be 74. Maybe, what does 74 sheep cost? We can do that, and we'll just let them gestate. So once they gestate in 5 months, they'll have babies. The pen will be full. We can let them grow up and start getting wool. I think that makes sense. Plus, having only 74, I think we got enough grass already to get through the winter, no problems. But I've never went through a winter with this setup, so we're gonna have to see how it goes. So yeah, I think that's only 40,000. Leaves us 40,000, which is good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I guess another thing I wanted to spend some money on. I wanted to get a plow. These guys are good. The meadow's already producing. It's giving it enough grass right now, so that's good. We just got to get their health up and we can start getting wool. And when is the best time for wool? I guess look at that so we have an idea. We got November that we do the eggs. Hopefully wool is an opposite time. Yeah, wool looks like April. That'd be perfect. Kind of spread it out so we aren't all. Okay. Alright, that'll work. We'll store it for now once it starts coming out, and go from there. But like I said, I did want to buy a new plow. I was looking at that earlier. And I want this lizard subsoiler. Probably just go with the 6 meter. I think all that's fine. Buy that. The other thing with the subsoiler is I think I could do that every time instead of we need to dump this as well. I think I can do that every time rather than weeding, so we could get rid of our weeder too if we need the cash. Sell it, but I can use that subsoiler before we plant every time and then not have to weed, which would be good. Get this done. Like I said, I'm gonna get this field knocked out. I'm gonna go grab that subsoiler and we'll come back and join a few fields. So I'm thinking this is one of the fields that I want to join. I was gonna wait till I purchased the other ones, but we might as well just join these two together for now. Start this in. This should make our life a little easier when it comes to harvesting and planting and everything else. Just we don't have to deal with the two small fields, and we'll get a little more harvest. I love this little modded subsoiler plow. It's great. And I know I could have went with the full 12-meter one and flipped it around back, and this tractor would have been able to pull it. But if you watched my series much, I use a lot of AI workers, and an AI worker won't pull it backwards. So, and this goes fairly fast. I mean, the beauty of the subsoiler too is you're going 12 miles an hour here. So even though it's only 6 meters, you're covering a lot of ground quickly. So let's see if they picked that up as a field now. Yes, they did. Perfect. The other one I wanted to do was these two over here. Like I said, originally I was going to buy that small one, and I still might. And same way with that other one, I was going to buy the other piece, and I was just waiting until I bought those two pieces to combine them all. We still might. We're pretty good on grain. I think we're within. I think I figured on the last harvest we were essentially only about 22,000 off, I think, liters. So it wouldn't take much of a field to be able to get us that. Like I said, I don't really want a huge surplus because we got, it's just gonna sit in the bin. We don't have a way of using it up. We can't sell it in this challenge, so probably just stick with these fields for now and focus on increasing our land other ways to move through the tiers. But I may, now that sheep enclosure, I only needed one. I may not even plant that other one to grass. I may plant it to barley just for one go, and then in next June, after we harvest that barley, put it into grass for a goat pen, and maybe we can get enough goats in there to knock out the goat qualification too. Um, that's the other beauty of using this plow instead of or this subsoiler instead of a weeder too. If we do this in between harvests, I could just find any planter that's on the or seeder that's on the sale instead of keep renting that small one that we have been, just because it's a no-till. So I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for that. So, yep, that's a nice field now too. Okay, well, I got to remember to shut that off too. Limit that so it doesn't create new fields. Done that before. Okay, so we got our sheep started, which is awesome. Well, we got our sheep started, and they're in the process of being maxed out. So probably in a year's time they'll have had babies, and we'll have that pen full, so we can move on to goats. So like I said, I think I'm just gonna keep going through the seasons here. I'll probably plant that field back to barley, plant all these to barley, um, and next June I'll go ahead and put that field into grass, and we can come back in the next episode and start working on goats, which I'm not that familiar with goats. I've already talked about how the milk is going to work, so I need to do some research between now and then. But as always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.